that he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
At this point, the police need to put Jaguar Wright under witness protection before the industry comes for her, because she is not letting up on these celebrities at all. In fact, she just sent the internet into a frenzy after she leaked some very disturbing receipts to prove how Will Smith violated Meek Mill, Bryshere Gray, and his own son Jaden. Not only has Will been forcing these boys to sleep with him under the guise of mentorship, but he's also been reportedly blackmailing them so they don't tell anybody what he does to them. The rumors about Will being DL is nothing new, but the fact that he's out here threatening people into silence is unacceptable, and Jaguar Wright is wasting no time in airing out all of his dirty dealings. Apparently, Will was also attending Diddy's freak-off parties, and word on the street is he is in those Diddy freak-off tapes. Now, we all know about the allegations about young men in the industry being forced into bizarre, ritualistic freak-off parties that have been around for a while, but nobody thought Will Smith of all people would be involved in that mess. We all thought it was Diddy, but it turns out a lot of the men in the industry have been doing it too, and Diddy getting exposed was exactly what we needed to unearth all of it. In a new explosive interview, Jaguar dropped a major bombshell that left everybody shocked after she revealed that Diddy isn't the only person in the industry that sleeps with boys in exchange for opportunities. It turns out that Will Smith has also been reportedly doing the same thing, and he even went as far as to touching his own son Jaden. According to Jaguar, Will has slept with both Bryshere and Meek Mill in his house. Jaguar said Jada knew about what Will was doing to Jaden, but she kept quiet about all of it. And in case y'all are wondering where Jaguar got all this stuff from, she said Will's ex-personal assistant Bilal told her everything.
That your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything.
Their good friend who
Bilal told me,
Go ahead.
Jaden, he told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. Yes, he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
Yeah, in that interview, he said a lot. He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal. Now I don't give no how far in the desert you run. You'll go from a Philly nigga to a sand, they'll still get you.
He's Philly though, Jay. It's Philly.
You know, he Meek Milk. As far as I'm concerned, he Meek Milk. I ain't calling him Mill no more. That's milk. That's Meek Milk. Added to the honeycomb. You got a meal.
So you believe the Dwayne Martin story that could have happened?
Of course. Everybody know that shit. Everybody knew they was just ain't nobody know Dwayne was folding him over like that, taking him to Pound Town.
But see, this isn't the first time that Jaguar has spoken out about all this. In fact, she was actually one of the first people to talk about Will's secret involvement in all of this when she revealed some months ago that Will and Jada forced Bryshere Gray and Meek Mill into a freak-off at their house, and that Bryshere was even screaming to get out of there. Now, mind you, Jaguar revealed all this before Meek was incriminated in Diddy's SA lawsuit, so y'all already know she was spilling some major tea.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
Now, for those of y'all wondering how Bryshere even ended up in Will's hands in the first place, Bryshere was first discovered by a talent manager, Charlie Mack, who later became his manager. Charlie pulled a few strings and got Bryshere a slot to audition for the role of Hakeem Lion in Empire. As expected, Bryshere did his thing with the audition. He was really good for the role and later casted to be in the show. The show went on to be a huge hit and Bryshere's career blew up. Charlie then introduced Bryshere to Will Smith to mentor him. Right after Bryshere was given to Will also introduced him to Diddy because Bryshere wanted to be a rapper. At the time, many people didn't realize how disturbing this link-up was because we just didn't know half the things we know about Diddy and Will today. In fact, there have been rumors going around for a while now that Diddy and Will are both DL and have been getting freaky with each other and dragging other young men into it in the name of mentorship. This was first revealed by David Arquette, who said in a Facebook post that Will was DL and that his first marriage to Cherise Zampino ended because she caught him in bed with another man. When Jaden comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked out on him servicing his sugar daddy, Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. And remember the things that Jaguar said about Will also doing inappropriate things with his son? Well, that wasn't her first time speaking on that either, because just a few months ago, she alluded to the same thing when she said the reason that Jaden moved out of Will and Jada's house when he was 15 is because Will was messing with him inappropriately.
Collectively, including Will Smith. Let's not leave him out. Why your son hate you? Why does your son hate you? What did you do to Jay?
What makes this whole thing even more suspicious is that Will made no effort to deny it, but he and Jada wasted no time in threatening to sue his former assistant Bilal, who claimed during an interview with Tasha K that he caught Will in bed with Dwayne Martin. And get this, y'all, shortly before Bryshere was handed over to Diddy for this supposed mentorship, Diddy was already under investigation after he was caught hooking up with innocent boys. According to a U.S. court filing from 2013, during a debriefing session with federal investigators, James Rosemond, the music manager turned kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the preference of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having a relationship with underage boys. Chill, it's all starting to add up. These Hollywood elites are sharing these boys among themselves for freak-offs and throw them all out the minute they've had enough. Or find another person who's willing to do whatever he feels he needs to do to make it. And after all that, they threaten these boys into keeping quiet. It really makes you wonder what these boys are really made to go through in this industry. And if y'all remember, a very disturbing audio of Meek getting clapped by Diddy was also leaked not too long ago, and the way Meek was screaming in that audio was honestly really disturbing and downright traumatic. At the time that the audio leaked, people believe that Diddy's ex-bodyguard leaked it, since the bodyguard himself came out to admit that he was behind the leak. But people have been doing some digging, and some people are now speculating that Nicki Minaj may have leaked it to get back at Meek.
Champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed. Like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take. I heard like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this. I was like, this nigga Diddy.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike, on more than one occasion?
As usual, people had their own thoughts about this. Like this person who said Bryshere did not need the help of Will Smith or Diddy. He was doing just fine in his career. You have to be a strong person entering this industry. Another person said, it really breaks my heart that Will is doing some shady-ish. I used to idolize him to the point I was being called Fresh Prince in my teenage days. I've been through SA, and to this day, I'm still effed up. I can only imagine how they felt in those situations with Will and Diddy. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Will Smith getting exposed for clapping all these men? And do y'all believe Jaguar's claims about Will Smith touching his son? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.